So the Euros 2024 is nearing because Gareth Southgate has announced his Euro 2024 provisional squad, and there are some surprises in there that I didn't think would be in there. And there are some players that deserve to be in there also. So we are going to go through that in a minute. Yeah. I'm very excited for the Euros. I think we'll boss the group. I think we could even make it to the final with this squad. Bear in mind that this is going to be cut down to the last 25, or it's either 20 or 25. But yeah, let's go through the players that are in the Euro 2024 provisional squad. So first of all, goalkeepers. Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale and James Trafford. Dean Henderson is a surprise to me. I'd have gone with Sam Johnston, I think, because I think Sam Johnston has been injured, if I'm correct. But I still wouldn't go for Dean Henderson. As I said, there will be a few players cut from the squad. James Trafford, that's questionable. That is really, really, really questionable. Aaron Ramsdale, possibly. Jordan Pickford. It's a no-brainer. The only two I'm not sure about is Dean Henderson and James Trafford. That could be changed, though. Dean Henderson, I don't think he's done enough to get into the England squad. I mean, I've not watched Crystal Palace over the last few weeks. I don't know if Dean Henderson has been playing for them or not. I think Sam Johnston has been injured, if I'm correct, and Dean Henderson has been in goal. Crystal Palace have been bossing it over the last few weeks, so that could be why Dean Henderson is in the squad. James Trafford, obviously Burnley have just been relegated back to Championship. Is James Trafford good enough to go to the Euros? Obviously, what we've seen from this season, Burnley have been relegated from the Premier League. I think James Trafford, yes, he did win the under-21 Euros with England and played magnificently in that tournament, but I don't think he's ready to go the full way just yet. Now, we move on to defenders. Jared Branthwaite, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Mark Guehi, Ezri Konsa, Harry Maguire, Jarrell Kwanzaa, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier and Kyle Walker. Yeah, a lot that I agree with in that. Harry Maguire, definitely. Over the last sort of 5 months, Harry Maguire has made a redemption arc. Jarrell Kwanzaa definitely has to go. Ezri Konsa as well. Joe Gomez has to be in this squad. When it gets cut to the last 20 or so, Harry Maguire, Jarrell Kwanzaa and Joe Gomez all have to be in this squad. Jared Branthwaite, definitely. You definitely have Jared Branthwaite in that squad. The stuff he has done for Everton this year is amazing. Everton need to keep Branthwaite. Kyle Walker, obviously you put Kyle Walker in there. Kieran Trippier, really? I mean, yes, probably. Yeah, I think you take Kieran Trippier to the Euros. John Stones, maybe. Luke Shaw, I don't think should go to the Euros. And Lewis Dunk, I think he's got a chance. Luke Shaw, I just don't think. Obviously, he's getting older now, and I just don't think he should go to the Euros. I just don't think he's the right fit. If we want to get to this final, I just don't think Luke Shaw is the right fit to go to the Euros. Jarrell Kwanzaa definitely goes. The season he's had for Liverpool this season, his breakthrough season, magnificent. Yeah. Joe Gomez definitely goes. He's had a brilliant season as well. yeah. The only thing I would change, I would when he gets cut, I would take John Stones and Luke Shaw, and I'd probably take Guehi out as well. Um, yeah. Or maybe keep Guehi in, but I would definitely take Luke Shaw and John Stones out. Yeah, that looks good. Harry Maguire definitely goes to the Euros. He's been quite a key player for Man United this season. He's made a redemption arc. The stuff he has done for United this season is decent, and I think he goes to the Euros. He's not been criticised in ages. He acted like a proper captain when United won against Coventry in the FA Cup. Instead of celebrating the achievement of getting to the FA Cup final, he went over and shook the Coventry players' hands. Because I honestly don't think United deserve that. But yeah, he acts like a proper captain. And Harry Maguire ultimately does deserve to go to the Euros. Jared Branthwaite definitely deserves to go to the Euros. He has had an amazing season. I think if we take half of these players to the Euros, like Kyle Walker, his pace, it's unbelievable. But yeah, if we take half of these players to the Euros, I think we'll do good. Is Ezri Konsa? Is he reliable enough? I don't know. Aston Villa have had an amazing season. Champions League next season. I can't believe I'm saying that. Just less than 3 years ago, Aston Villa were in a relegation battle. And they're going to be playing Champions League football next season. It's crazy. But yeah. I think you take Konsa. But you don't start him in every game. I think there's a lot more players to start in every game. Jared Branthwaite definitely starts. Yeah. Some good picks there from Southgate. Midfielders: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Conor Gallagher, Curtis Jones, Kobe Mainoo, Declan Rice, and Adam Wharton. You know what? I say take all of these. You definitely take Trent. Conor Gallagher is a definitely. Curtis Jones, you maybe take him. Mainoo, again, you definitely take Mainoo. Declan Rice, definitely. And Adam Wharton, since he has signed for Crystal Palace, has been such a good player in Crystal Palace's team. I've seen a massive rise in Crystal Palace since Adam Wharton and Oliver Glasner came to the club. They've both improved Crystal Palace so much. You definitely take Trent. I mean, just look at the stuff he's done for Liverpool this season. He's been absolutely amazing. Conor Gallagher the same. If Chelsea, I mean, Reece James is just useless at this point. You appoint Conor Gallagher as captain. I've said it in the past. Go watch the podcast episode that it was. You'll find it on there somewhere. Kobe Mainoo. He's a good player. He's a fantastic player. He's played really, really well for Man United this season. I'd take him. I'd definitely take him. But whether I start him in the most important games we have, I think you go for a more Conor Gallagher, Trent Alexander-Arnold for that type of thing. Declan Rice should definitely take. For Arsenal this season, he's been integral. Absolutely amazing play for Arsenal this season. Could have won the league. Arsenal could have. Declan Rice should definitely take him. I think that you start a couple of players over Mainoo in the most important games. Maybe Mainoo could play against Slovenia in the group stages. And maybe Serbia as well. But you definitely take Rice. Adam Wharton. Now, we've not really known him long enough to know whether he should go to the Euros or not. I think Southgate gives it a bit of time. This player, Adam Wharton, is going to be one of the best in the Premier League next season, I can tell you now. But I think Southgate gives it a bit of time before Wharton gets into an actual major competition like this. I think if he plays well over the next couple of years, he goes to World Cup 2026. But for now, I think you leave him out because, say, God forbid, say Trent or Gallagher get injured. Yes, you could play Mainu, Jones or Rice, but then what if one of them gets injured? Like Rice. Is Wharton reliable enough to take to the Euros? I don't think he is. On this one, I'm going to say leave Wharton out, but I think Wharton is going to be a starter for England in the next couple of years. But for now, I say leave him out, if I'm really honest. Last but not least, forwards. And Gareth Southgate has done well with this. Jude Bellingham, Jared Bowen, Eberechi Eze, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, James Maddison, Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney, Ollie Watkins. I mean, eat your heart out. Gareth Southgate, eat your heart out. I mean, he's picked them, so England fans, eat your heart out. Jesus, I mean, you take nearly all of those, I think. Harry Kane, you definitely take. Bellingham, you definitely take. Bowen, you take. Eze. The only thing I'd change with this is Ivan Toney. I would probably leave him out because he's only just come back from his ban that he got. And he hasn't had any really major experience in the England squad so far. You take Phil Foden, let's be honest, he's on an excellent year again. The thing that surprises me is that both Henderson and Rashford have been left out of this provisional squad. I'd give Rashford a bit of a chance. Like, yeah, he's not been great, but he's probably been on the same level as Ivan Toney has. Because Ivan Toney, we haven't heard of him scoring in ages or doing anything for Brentford. I don't know if he has scored for ages because I haven't heard about him in ages. So that's the only thing I would change about this squad is taking Toney out of it because he's not had any major experience with this England squad so far. And I think you leave it for a couple of years before you take him out before you take him to a major tournament like the Euros. Maybe you take him to World Cup 2026, but I would leave him out for now because I don't think he's ready for a major tournament like the Euros. You definitely take Kane. Kane's a no-brainer. Anthony Gordon is a possibility. Jack Grealish, you take him. I don't need to say anything about Bellingham and Bowen because Bellingham is integral to the England squad. I mean, you look how he acted against Brazil. He was passionate and shouted at the players because didn't want them to lose. We did obviously lose that game. Ollie Watkins could have won the Golden Boot if it wasn't for Haaland and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, if Chelsea didn't sign him, they would have been in major trouble. So Cole Palmer, if Man City had given Cole Palmer a chance, and only called him Paul Palmer then, if you're Man City and you give Cole Palmer a chance, he does wonders for you. But yeah, Cole Palmer, you definitely take him. one of the best players in this squad. James Maddison, the season he's had for Tottenham, yeah, his season speaks for itself. First part of the season, amazing. Second part of the season, probably mid. But yeah, I cannot argue with that squad at all. Harry Kane, he's taken Bundesliga by storm. He's so unlucky not to win it this season. I mean, yeah, Leverkusen have done amazing. No denying that. But he's been so unlucky not to win a trophy. He's not even had a chance at winning the Champions League either. But yeah, he's been so unlucky again not to win a trophy. Jack Grealish, you take him. Bukayo Saka, season again speaks for itself. You take every player on that list, excluding Ivan Toney, I think. Some really, really, really good players in that team. So that is my reaction to the England provisional squad for the 2024 Euros. A few changes I would make with that squad. Obviously, he is yet to cut some players from it. As we see how they do in the next England games leading towards Euros. I think you give Rashford a chance, but obviously he's been cut. So that's not possible. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.